What am I doing this week? I'm going to try to show one fire actually with two ignition sources. I'm going to do bow drill and the Flint&Steel while I talk to you a bit about the challenge of this past week, the challenge, level 3 survival skills challenge, and just see while I practice the skills that can save you out there in the wild. And let's get things set up and let's see how things go. Level 3 out. All right, so you guys are familiar with my teepee style campfire starter. Here's my bird's nest. It's just some shavings and some cedar bark. There's my Flint&Steel kit, bow drill kit, handkerchief. I got all that right there by shaving things into that, capturing all of my goodies and pouring them out right there. And that be said, I'm going to set up a camera and we're going to get started bowing, and we're going to get started Flint&Steel, catching sparks, and just see what we can get going today. All right, out. All right, let's get started with the bow drill. See if we can get us an ember. And what I want to do is see if I can get an ember and keep that thing going while I get a piece of chart quartz out and catch a spark on a piece of char cloth and use them both, two ignition sources, to start a fire. See how well this goes. I'm gonna set you up over here so I don't whack and bow right into you. Oh my goodness, sweating all over everything. Trying to keep everything dry while you're sweating on it. Oh man. Try to get us a good pile of char there. Should have an ember. Oh yeah. All right, so we'll let that guy do its thing, and while that burns, let's come over here, see if we can't capture spark before our char burns out and get it all going in the fire tonight. Oh, got it and it died out. Oh man. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, so got us a piece of char cloth here going. I'll put him right here. deep down in there. And then we've got our little Ember here going. Put him down right there. All right. Now, see if we can pick this thing up and make a fire. All right, now we're gonna put it in here, try to get everybody else burning. There we go. Oh man, come on. It's looking pretty good. Try to support it in here by closing in a little bit with some nice little sticks. All right, while we watch, see if that thing takes. So what's been going on? Well, we had that hurricane come up the East Coast, Debbie. By the time it got to us, it was a depression. But it brought literally 6 inches of rain here on the property. We had so much rain, it was ridiculous. I was really hoping to get out and take the tarp and you know, go do my overnighter out there in the tarp, and just the weather was not allowing it. And you know, the river that I'm always on, well, optimal kayak conditions are like 1.5 feet, and with that depression and that storm, the water was literally 12.5 feet, measured officially, and it was flooding. It was all over the banks. We literally had a mess. So everything still is wet, damp, and I figured I'd just sharpen my skills, or keep my skills sharp. You know, if I could come out here, get a flint and steel going, get a bow drill, Ember, and get a fire going that, you know, basically had some damp wood at the core. Did a lot of shavings in there, mixed with the cedar bark, but I feel the heat coming off of that. It's going to dry that stuff up really good, and I think I'm going to have me a nice little campfire here before it's all said and done. You know, I've got several, if not a lot, of new subscribers, and let me go ahead and say thank you guys. I appreciate your hitting the like buttons and subscribing to the channel. You know, when we started the channel, not sure what direction I wanted to go in, health and fitness, things about readiness, if it was going to be some outdoor adventures with a mountain bike, but it seems like the bushcraft has been the thing that's caught on. And you know, that's fine, because I love bushcraft, I love survival, I love firecraft, I love all this stuff too. And that being said, as we got started with the challenge, we built it around the level 3 survival skills challenge. And so the first challenge that I had was to go out into the woods with just my knife. I had to choose one tool, go out there into the woods and create a mount of wood, like, you know, a campfire with just one tool. So I chose a belt knife, and I went out in the woods, and with just that knife, I came out with the first challenge. Level 1 challenge was a 1 strike 1 match, and so accomplished that one. The next challenge was to do the same thing, but this time I had to make char cloth in that 1 match fire to set me up for the next challenge, which was flint and steel. So then we did the flint and steel, we got that one. Then it took me to the level 3 challenge, which was go into the woods, same thing with the belt knife and 3 foot of paracord, and create a bow drill kit and do a friction fire and do again a campfire. And it had to be worthy. All these campfires had to be worthy of s'mores, or you know, wiener roast, or you know, something. And we did s'mores one night on the fire. We did a kielbasa sandwich, or just a kielbasa, and you know, did some hot chocolate one night on the fire. But again, made a substantial campfire, just like kind of what we got going on here, that sustained itself, and you know, it just created enough heat to do some cooking on and be useful. So that was the whole point of it, to create a useful fire. Once we finally accomplished the fire challenge, we went into the shelter challenge. And the shelter challenge 1 was to take a commercial tent into the woods for a solo overnighter. Once I get in the woods and set my tent up, I then have to get a random number 1 through 3. And if it's a 1, I use matches. If it's a 2, I use flint and steel. And if it's a 3, I use the bow drill, friction fire. And believe it or not, it was a number 1. I got out there that first night, and I had some cheap matches, and I used every match in the box and could not get that campfire going. Ended up getting my flint and steel kit out of my bag and getting the campfire going that night. So I thought to myself, if this had been a random number 2, I'd have been flint and steel, and I'd have had that one in the bag. But I had to go back again, and you know, as I went back the second time, let me get that back in there. Went back the second time, and random number again. This time again, it was a flint and steel. So I got a flint and steel fire going. And so that's pretty much brings you up to speed to where we are now with the challenge. I have gone from you know, the fire challenge to the shelter challenge, a commercial tent. And then once I accomplished that, shelter and the fire, my next challenge was to do it with a tarp. So that's where a lot of you guys jumped on board with the tarp video. So next week, we've got some decent weather coming up. So next week's video should be me in the tarp, me doing the overnighter in the tarp. So I'll be looking forward to that. And again, doing a fire. So it'll be a 1, 2, or 3 fire when I do the overnighter in the tarp. And so that kind of brings you up to speed to where we're at. You know, my tools have changed along the way. This is what I've got now. We've dubbed it the LTR Ember, and it was a blank blade off of eBay. It's a 4.5-inch blade, hickory handle. Yeah, I assembled, put it all together, carved the handle out myself, and it could still use a little help in the ergonomic department, but it's really not bad. I mean, it's robust, it's thick enough that it can really handle the abuse I put a knife through out here in the woods. Also, I've added to my list of tools a folding saw. And that folding saw has been incredible, being able to process wood down. That has really been something else. So, you know, now my tools are increasing, and I'm really happy about that. Oh, with the tarp, I also got 50 foot of paracord. So, you know, that's what I'll be going into the woods with. I'll be going into the woods. Again, I'll have packed with me matches. I'll have packed with me my Flint&Steel kit, my bow drill kit, the tarp, and I'll have my 50 foot of paracord, and you know, in my tent pegs. Just for the sake of time, you know, I may carve out a tent peg and show that, you know, you can carve out tent pegs with just your knife, but just for the sake of time, because I have to do these things in the evening, I'll take the tent pegs with me and I'll stake it all out, and we'll do that overnighter. You know, so I'm pretty excited about how things are going thus far with the knife. You also seen me carry the Gerber Mansfield. Again, this little knife's a great pocket knife. So I just keep that with me as my daily carry, you know, so it's on me a lot of times. I don't use it when I'm in the official challenges. I just use the Gerber, the Gerber. See, I've had a Gerber camp, first of all, Big Rock camp knife. And I used that knife, loved that knife. It broke on me years ago. Ended up getting a replacement. It was a Gerber Freeman Guide, and I used the Freeman Guide. Loved that little knife. And I ended up chipping the blade on one of my challenges. You know, I was heartbroken. That's when I went to the LTR Ember. Again, it's robust enough. This one's not going to chip. It's not the perfect knife, but you know, again, it gets the job done. I'll tell you the things I'm critical about this knife. This knife will rust really easy, especially I'm in a decently damp environment most of the time with rain or coming on the river, and you know, I have to keep it oiled, so it's a high maintenance blade. And that being said too, I feel like I have to sharpen it pretty regularly, more so than I think I would like to. So eventually I'll probably upgrade, but you know, I've got like close to $20 in that knife and just my time, and it was a good project, so I'll keep rocking that Ember for a little while yet. You know, that kind of brings everybody up to speed where we're at with the Level 3 Readiness Challenge, the Level 3 Readiness Channel. You know, and along the way, I'm still venturing into the different fire methods. I'm working on a hand drill, and hands are healing up pretty good. Got some calluses now that I didn't have before. You know, and again, it's just going to keep my hands robust and tough enough to get that hand drill Ember. So I'll keep working on that, and surely I'll have a video out when that comes out. You know, there are gear videos that I want to put out too. You know, you see me with my outdoor gear bag all the time, whether I'm camping, whether I'm demoing the tarp tent. You know, and against my It's my go bag. It's my bag. It's with me all the time and every day. And so, you know, go through that sometime, show you what I keep in that, give you a little idea of my idea of what readiness looks like for me on a day-to-day basis. You know, but that be said, I'm gonna give you a look at this fire, and we're probably gonna close the video out now and let things dry up out here in the great outdoors so we can get back out there and have some fun. All right, level 3 out. Hey you guys, I appreciate you watching again, appreciate you subscribing, appreciate the comments. I'm enjoying the interaction with all you guys. You know, and that be said, you know, let some other people know about the channel. I see it gets some shares too, so thanks for that. Fire's gonna meander out here in just a little bit. Again, it was just really to test my ability to get that flint and steel going and that bow drill ember going. But that be said, I'll see you next week. And you guys remember, finish what you start, finish strong, be ready for anything, because it's coming. Level 3 out. Oh yeah.